Hello, welcome to a little more behind the scenes footage. Today I was actually going to start shooting the film. That was the plan. Today I was going to start designing the set completely, getting all of that ready to go for filming. We ran into a bit of an issue. We have had the Waldo Canyon wildfire here in Colorado threatening us to have to evacuate the premises today, and so that has again kind of put a damper on things. We have been tracking the progress of the fire, watching what's been going on, haven't really gotten to do anything towards getting it shot today. And again, it's been a very tense day, a day full of high anxieties and tears, seeing the footage, the smoke coming in overhead, at a few times during the day. It has been very distressing, not the best of days. I am still hoping to be able to try to get a little bit done. I'm going to try to push past all the nerves and emotions that we're going through right now with the fire and being on evacuation alert. That call could come at any time. That's the thing, the unfortunate thing about the nature of wildfires like this, and it's just been so dry in the area. This is the 5th, I think, wildfire in the Colorado area, or in Colorado, within the past couple of months. This is the closest one. This is the first one we've ever gone through. Never been through a wildfire before. That's interesting to experience. Been through other natural disaster type things, but this again is very emotional. This is like Persephone had talked about earlier. This is kind of the only home we've ever known, either of us, oddly enough, in all the places that we've lived. Manitou Springs, this lovely little apartment that we have found ourselves here, is basically the best place we've ever lived. It's the most home-like place we've ever been and lived, and the only place that's ever had that feeling. So it's been kind of again an intense day, thinking that we might have to evacuate the area and could possibly not see the area again or see the building or home again. That has been something that that's kind of a reality we've had to face today, and we've never dealt with that before. So again, seeing some of the pictures from the area has just been heartbreaking. Not really sure what tomorrow will bring. There's some rain clouds coming in, so there's a possibility that the rain could come in and help out, maybe clear some of it. Not sure, but we will see what's going on. Actually, you can see the fire burning from here in town, up on the hill there. It's unsettling. Standing here in town, just about less than a block over from our apartment, looking up to the top of the hill.
Husband's a firefighter, and he said they got 400 people, when they're on the ground. There's going to be 400 people on the ground come morning, first light.
It's just right here. Damn.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh my
flare.
God.
Oh my God. Oh shit.
Car, guys, car. Behind.
You can see his tail lights, Mark.
Well, I know, but people ain't watching the road right now.
No,
they're
they're
looking
not.
at that fire and they're going to run somebody over.
Yeah.
It keeps flaring up right there.
Wow.
God, that makes me sick to my
I know.
stomach.
I know.
Yeah, it does.
And look at it. There's that big dead area, you know, like it jumped ship and just kept blazing.
Good boy.
Did you guys see the bear?
Yeah.
Onyx
Where?
faced him.
Onyx took off running after
right
it, and I
at the
go,
bottom
I
of the
called for him,
street
and
right
he
here?
stopped.
At the hairpin?
There was the hair.
And there was a young couple in a red blazer, and the kid says, "Oh my God, your dog was going after that bear." He goes, "You want me to call somebody?" And I said, "Call somebody
Where was
for
the
what?"
Right here at the hairpin.
He said, "For the bear."
Shit, did you hear that, Robert?
Yeah, I'm trying to ignore it.
Bears out here?
Oh, bear's down there. He went up Deborah's house next to me, ran down her sidewalk.
So he's gone,
With
but...
my dog
Oh,
chasing
okay.
it.
Oh crap.
I feel better about it
I called him
now.
off and,
He's
all right.
He was sitting, he was fine. Well, I want to get him off the road. He is off the road.
What way did the bear go after?
He
He
went,
went up on the mountain.
okay, he went up her sidewalk and then shot up the hill. Because I went there looking for him.
We wanted to make sure do you guys have a home phone line? Yeah, if you only have a cell phone, you can register for a call.
Yeah,
I guess
well, you
online.
could do it home or cell phone
Yeah.
number.
I thought home you're automatically, no?
They said we weren't registered.
Oh,
when we
wow.
checked.
Where did you do it?
Go to the website, El Paso Teller 911.
Okay. What are you people looking at? Fire. This is coming around.
Yeah, we're looking at it because we live here. And we don't want to burn up. So you wonder what happened to it right there, you know?
Do you see those lights in the hills to the right of the main flames?
That's just like...
Are those houses or are those like little areas still
Those
burning?
are hot patches.
Okay.
That are still
Those are
kinda-
hot patches.
Yeah. Those are
Okay.
hot patches.
I was wondering what.
It'd be weird if they were letting people that
The
close
houses
to
wouldn't
fire.
be on because everybody's
Whoa.
evacuated.
Tree.
And I don't think that there's houses right there.
You can actually now see some of it burning from the street right down from our apartment. Burning towards, this is up the top of Williams Canyon. We saw large plumes of fire shoot up into the air. Then we saw several volunteer fire department people headed up there, speeding down the street on motorcycles. Not been a good day.
Now is Manitou sitting tight here?
I think they are.
You didn't hear anything about it.
Here we are, it's bright outside, I'm back home. We were evacuated from Manitou because of the fire. It was about 1:30 in the morning, Saturday morning. Pretty exhausting experience overall. Last night we got to come back home on Sunday, so it wasn't too long of a evacuation that was mandatory. Hopefully the fire gets contained and gets controlled. It's still burning. They've had like 3,600 acres lost to the fire. No containment at this point still. They've had zero containment in the days that it's been burning. They've just been managing to get on the ground and do point protection to keep houses, any structures from burning. So far that's been pretty lucky. We feel just extremely relieved and lucky to be able to have come back home, to have not lost this place. I lost my weekend for shooting the movie, which is why I'm doing this film. This little behind-the-scenes thing to kind of say it's going to be an extra week of pushing the trailer or the teaser and the behind-the-scenes before we actually get to shoot the film like we intended. So, and get that out to the public via YouTube. Apologies all around. Gonna again hope to move it to next weekend, see if we can make that happen. Not really sure. Last night coming in, it was a huge relief. This honestly didn't even cross my mind, doing this video or getting, you know, to shoot the film again. I was just so relieved to actually be back home and have our apartment back. The wind's picking up. That can't be good for the firefighters. The wind has been one of the things. I think the wind was kind of a saving grace for Manitou. It kind of blew it away from Manitou yesterday, kind of kept it from moving in a little closer. We'll see what happens. Again, hopefully they can keep it from creeping back over towards this side of Highway 24. Last night when we came back in, the town was covered in a layer of smoke. It was very smoky in town. My contacts, which were already very dry and bothering me, I had to take them out. I just couldn't leave them in. My eyes were just too burning and just uncomfortable after the smoke. But it was still quite a relief to get to come home. Seeing the town as a bit of a ghost town was pretty eerie last night. But again, hopefully we can get things back on track. I'm standing up here on Inman Trail, looking out across Manitou Springs and down into Williams Canyon, and at the wildfire that is blazing across the hills. Highway 24 has been closed past Manitou, actually past the Cave of the Winds. This is a very intense scene. You can see the huge pyrocumulus clouds up in the sky, hanging over the cities. Today the wind has not played heavily in our favor. Fire is spread. It's actually going down into Colorado Springs as we speak. They're talking about the fires moving at about 2,000 feet per day. I mean, not per day, per hour, I'm sorry. That was a gross miscalculation. It's actually 2,000 feet per hour. Again, this is about the most intense time of my life, living under this constant threat of evacuation. This is very intense. Anxieties are running high. I didn't intend to come up on the Inman Trail today. I've told Angie that I wouldn't do any hiking. I didn't feel like hiking. It's just I've got so much nervous energy built up inside by tracking all of the news and by following what's happening. So it's not been easy to kind of deal with. I didn't want to come up here because of the amount of wildlife that's been displaced and is panicking, roaming through these areas. I also didn't want to come out. I didn't bring any water or anything. I just went out for a walk, and here's where I ended up, overlooking things so I could kind of get a better view as to what was happening. I'm not sure that was a very good idea. We're up at a little higher vantage point. I don't know if you can hear all the continuous chopping, of which I imagine is firefighters trying to establish barriers and lines by chopping down trees. We're now looking over towards the Garden of the Gods and Colorado Springs, which is blanketed by the smoke. It's actually kind of hard to make out the city. Again, this is just amazing. I've never seen anything like this. So horrifying. It does seem to be maintained across to the north side of the highway, but it's really hard to tell as we go up higher into the mountains. Really feeling the lack of water now. I'm thinking it's about time to head down. July 4th. We are officially out of any kind of evacuation order here in Manitou. Fire has burned 18,000 acres, actually over 18,000 acres at this point, and it is now 80% contained. The firefighters that have come in to aid, we have got like over 1,200 people on the ground now addressing this fire. It's been an amazing effort. It's very hot today, though we're expecting rain. Rain now always brings with it a chance of flash flooding because of all the cutting and burning that's gone on just above us in the canyons. So again, we're facing an interesting recovery road. Manitou has lost quite a bit of business, lots of people canceling their holiday summer plans to come take a trip here because of the fire. Not that you can blame a lot of people. So Manitou has been hit pretty hard. Lots of businesses are struggling at this point. They have, in fact, I just got back from getting my Community Doesn't Burn t-shirt to support Manitou's economic recovery effort. So things have been nice and calm a little bit, calming back down, getting back to normal. No longer having to live out of a suitcase. That went on for over a week. Very intense time. High anxieties all around. Lots of people naturally very reticent about returning to Manitou after the initial mandatory evac was lifted, and we just had the voluntary evacuation order, which again went on for over a week. But now things have started to look up. Things have started to get back to normal. People have started to return to the streets and come to the shops. And we've had the hiking trails just opened back up in town, so that's nice. There's been a lot of positive efforts being made. The film was delayed as a result of everything. And then last weekend, or this past weekend, I got it filmed, got it shot, got everything looked really good, except for, I mean, it felt really good. How about that? It didn't look really good at all. The camera that I had acquired turns out kind of a dud in comparison to the camera that I had been using, which is this one, which is my phone. Smartphone, nice one. I mean, top line, but still, shit. I'm using a fucking phone. So I went through a couple days of doubting whether or not the film would go on, and that I would, whether or not I would want to even bother trying to reshoot all of it with the phone. But I have decided to do that, give it a shot, see what happens, and not give up on the project, to keep pushing forward. And again, this was always a project that was done to kind of get a feel for how it's going to come together, to address the lack of proper equipment and things of that nature. So it's very much still chugging along right along that path. It's not deviated at all. We are still dealing with a complete lack of everything: funding, available resources, proper tools and equipment. But yeah, the fire is pretty much no longer an obstacle for what we're doing here, so that's good. Again, like I said, it was kind of a very tense time, most tense of my life. I've never gone through anything like that. That was scary, and just, I mean, just beyond, the evacuation itself was just horrifying, just because of just the uncertainty, not knowing anything. And, you know, when I was a kid, I had a couple of instances where I got very scared, and in doing so, my body's reaction apparently to, rather than fight or flight, which is what you usually get when you start having this overwhelming rush of adrenaline, my body was, it opted for neither of those. It opted instead to throw up. And so I would get very nauseous and get sick anytime I got very, very scared. And I experienced very similar feelings when we were evacuated, the night of the evacuation. It was very scary. I do recall 2 occasions where I was gagging, just nauseated and gagging, and I thought I was going to get sick. And I don't know if that was just, again, nerves and a reaction to the adrenaline. Again, body's got to react differently. We got to learn how to handle that better and process that differently. I don't like that reaction. But there were 2 incidents, and I don't know if it was that, or if, again, the other end, if it was just because I was going up and down the stairs. My mouth was so dry. I was just breathing heavily, and so I was just getting choked up because of that. I don't know. Either way, it was a very intense and scary night. One that I hope to never have to relive, and an experience that I hope to never have to duplicate or relive, because that was, again, terrifying. And just the thought of, again, the possibility of not being able to return to this place, to not have our home anymore, the place that feels like home, that we've called home for 6 years now, the only place that's ever felt this comforting and welcoming. I mean, it was an odd feeling, because Manitou itself has a very unique energy to it, and that energy was off for over a week during that entire time that we were living under that threat. There was a very different energy in town, and it was such an empty town too, which is very unusual for this time of year. I mean, it's 90 degrees right now, it's hot, I'm sweating my ass off out here, but people are usually just filling the streets regardless of the heat. That was not the case so far this summer. It was kind of very different, and it was kind of an odd and eerie town to face. It was something like I had, again, never experienced in this town before, an energy I had never experienced in this town before. So, very different. It made my home feel not like itself, and it made a lot of people not feel like themselves. And a lot of people have lost everything in this fire. So, it's been a very tragic and trying time all around. But we were, again, just awed and amazed by the amazing job that the firefighters and the police and just everybody that came together, the entire city, of Manitou and Colorado Springs, just everybody coming together to really push and make this happen and to help out all the evacuees and everybody who didn't have a place to go. It was an amazing rally of community that was inspiring and heartwarming all at the same time. And naturally, you're going to have instances when people do stupid shit. That happened too, but overall, by and large, the community came together, stood up. The community doesn't burn. So basically, I want to thank everybody for bearing with us through this experience and this trying time and this learning experience that we've been going through with the film. We do hope to have some exciting news and hopefully a interesting little short for you to view very soon. Thanks.